God wanted you to have another child, that you perhaps you provide through the Powerball, but apparently maybe this was a sign from God that.
And I told my wife that, and she didn't say no. And I said if you would. I think I said $1 million. It's gonna take $1 million right now.
Okay, $1 million is what it would cost.
Yeah, next year I think like 100 million.
Oh, no.
Maybe. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Craig and Jonah here. We're using some new technology now. We're over on StreamYard, so I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but I think you're going to like some of the bells and whistles we have.
It looks great.
Yeah. So go ahead, Jonah.
Well, so you didn't read much about the guy that won the $1.3 billion lottery, right?
It wasn't me, apparently.
No. So actually, you had said that if God wanted you to have another child, that you perhaps you provide through the Powerball, but apparently maybe this was a sign from God that.
And I told my wife that, and she didn't say no. And I said if you would. I think I said $1 million. It's gonna take $1 million right now.
Okay, $1 million is what it would cost.
Yeah, next year I think like 100 million.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
What is the average cost of raising a child at 18 years old? It is in the millions, or like $1 million, I think. Maybe it's in the hundreds of thousands. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm more interested in just what it costs to have a nanny. Like we got a team of nannies.
Yeah,
that'd be worth a lot.
That would be helpful. I talk about that with Dolores all the time too. That we should just have a nanny, to help out with things sometimes.
I think everyone should have a nanny. We've been on the hunt for one. I'm trying to get a nanny for next year.
Well, anyways, so this jackpot winner, he did pray to God, and so he had cancer. He was an immigrant from Laos. He moved to Oregon, or at least the U.S. in 1994. And they started playing the lottery 8 years ago when he got cancer. But he just prayed about it, and he was asking God to provide for him. And so he took the lottery numbers that he had, and he wrote them down on a piece of paper, and he put them under his pillow that night. And he won the $1.3 billion jackpot.
Sounds like Lost. It sounds like the guy on Lost that won the lottery.
So. And I didn't watch that show, but I heard the, ending episode.
Don't waste your time on it.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But the question is, do you think that God answered his prayers, or is it totally random? What do you think?
How long ago was this?
So he's been playing for 8 years, the lottery.
Did he just win it?
He just won it, yeah.
Well, his life's going to spiral out of control, and he's going to piss it away and regret it. So
he's actually splitting the jackpot with one of his friends who provided some money towards the lottery tickets.
Here's dollar for dollar back for every money.
So he's given that guy, I can't remember how many hundreds of millions it is, but he's giving him he's splitting it 50% for him, 25% for some other person, and 25% for the guy that provided some money. But it just makes you wonder, because it makes you wonder if it's self-manifestation, like if you think about it hard enough that it can actually happen. I don't know. Or if he's praying that hard, would God hear his prayers regarding the lottery? Or is it totally random? I really don't know what to think. Because like in my own life, I have seen miracles occur as far as where I pray to God for help, things happen, and you can't say, well, it could have just worked out that way or whatever. Perhaps, you wanted to do it, so you did it. I don't know. And in this case, he obviously took the time to write the numbers down on a piece of paper and put them under his pillow, which I'm not sure how that really impacts anything in the end, other than you really desired that, I guess.
I'm more inclined to believe it's either random or kind of like you said, sort of this self-fulfilling.
The Joel Osteen sort of thing.
Well, yeah. And actually as you were telling the story, I was thinking about that. It's been a little while since we talked about that, but we haven't talked about solo and stuff for a while. So here's how I'm going to connect winning the lottery to going solo or not going solo.
And Joel Osteen?
Sure. We'll bring him in too. He actually fits into it because, so Joel Osteen, and I'm not an expert on him, whatever, but kind of the whole prosperity gospel thing. And I think they did some studies, and people that go there tend to be more successful. Like they tend to enjoy greater riches. And so the question is God blessing them somehow? Or is it something a little more psychological? And I tend to think it's more the latter, because I saw an article on this specifically about the prosperity gospel. And personally, I'm doing a lot of my own coaching mindset stuff. I have books I'm reading, and a lot of it is about goals and like visualizing what it looks like, right? Like visualizing and saying to yourself every day, 12 weeks from now, I will have X, Y, and Z, right? And that is a powerful, it has a powerful influence in how we do things and makes things more likely. And this person said these people like believing that it will come to them creates that mindset that really enables it to come about. So it is about that sort of self-fulfilling type thing. That's how Joel Osteen fits in. And I totally can get that.
Buy into that part as well. I do think that God wants us to live prosperous lives. And it's not saying that you have to have money to be prosperous. You can be prosperous in a variety of ways, but
time, money, and freedom. Those are the things that people talk about.
And you have to have the mindset, because nothing is going to be given to you in this life. Rarely. I mean, this guy won the lottery, but other than that guy,
I am very, very convinced that a lot of this does come down to mindset. I mean, I really had to like totally reinvent my mindset in the last few years, because I realized I grew up in a very poor middle class mindset. But so how does this? So we've had some. It's been a little while, but we've had some interactions with people. We had one guy come on our show, the Aussie, and he did this very extraordinary novena, like a 30-day novena. Yeah. Remember that?
Yep, the St. Joseph, the cloak of St. Joseph, I believe.
Right, and he said he was cured of his long-term abuse of, I don't know if it was just solo or porn too or whatever.
Abuse may be a strong word, but
okay.
That's what they say.
Self-abuse.
Is it really though? Depends on how you're doing it, I guess.
Okay, we're gonna use these little but and I had a guy recently, well, not recently, on Twitter, who came over and sort of gave us a hard time, because we were, I would say lackadaisical, but not just hard and fast. You must be all worried about solo and all this and that. And we're like, go to confession when it happens, but like, don't let it consume your entire spiritual life. It's kind of our approach. Yep. Again, do not take theological advice from us. But he's like, oh, no, you just got to pray hard enough. And he talked about he went on this 30-day novena, and it cured him of it. Now his wife was pregnant at the time. She's given birth. I haven't gone bad, because I said, okay, well, how's that going to happen when you have 6 weeks of postpartum and stuff? It's like, oh, I'm not worried about it at all.
Only taking a week off.
Yeah. But he had a lot of guilt about that over time, which most guys do, for better or for worse. Go to confession if it happens.
The banners are great.
Yeah, we got this. If you're just listening to audio, we have all kinds of little stuff going on the new video. But he was convinced that he had prayed hard enough and long enough that God heard his prayers and relieved him of this thing that really drove him crazy. To the extent that if it should reoccur, which statistically, I think, I think that could be a great, an upsetting event for him spiritually.
It could.
So I think, but maybe he's doing fine. I don't know.
And I can't deny that prayer could fix that.
I'm not saying, but
I'm just saying, like Steve Skojec, he was talking on Twitter about how one of the reasons that he left the Catholic faith was presumably because of those sins. He said it was sins that he committed habitually that he couldn't overcome. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
But he just said that was an issue for me, that he never was cured of that or whatever, no matter how hard he prayed. And I'm sorry, I'm just paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it.
That's a pretty common thing. And I would say most of the men listening to this have had some similar.
And the other ones are liars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know that there's such a thing as a former true former person until like you're in the ground, until you're in the ground and they've put the dirt over you.
Yep. And maybe so I think it's like you're saying, just like Joel Osteen, the solo activity could be a mindset thing where you just the guilt builds up over time, where the guilt is worse than.
I mean, if you firmly believe I am cured of this, or I'm relieved of this burden, that's a powerful tool, right?
Yes.
I'm not denying that at all, and I am not saying that prayer doesn't matter. Like that's not.
That's not what we're saying.
But I put myself in the group of men who have spent a long time praying. A lot of time in confession. Go to confession.
Yep, go to confession.
And I would say it's not for a lack of effort or intention, but personally, I just don't think it has that much to do with your prayer life. I think it has much more to do with circumstances and maybe
biology.
Because for us, just fixing our marriage, not that it was broken per se, but it was once we improved some things in our intimate life and our connected communication, it became
a much smaller issue.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I mean, I think mindset is important to that. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I just don't see myself winning the lottery enough. But
I've imagined what I do with the money, but I've yet to win. I won $7 last week.
Oh, that's a start.
It's a start. Yeah.
I guess my mindset is I'm done having kids. Like I'm forever a father of 9. I just got to believe it, visualize it. I actually believe it now. Like for a long time, I never believed it was possible. So I have hope.
Yeah, it's good to have hope.
It sure beats the alternative.
It does.
So okay, well,
it's interesting though. Like to think about. It's difficult to ever know how much of that is his prayer, how much of that is luck. And it worked out for him in the end. Probably. I mean, it could ruin his life, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hard thing. Like, does God bless or curse someone with that?
Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with 1.3 billion, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I can't miss this opportunity to play one of the best clips from one of the best movies, Fiddler on the Roof. So we're
best movies of all time.
One of the best.
No kidding.
I think so. So I'm going to see if this works.
Oh, dear Lord. You made many, many poor people. I realize, of course, it's no shame to be poor. But it's no great honor either.
It's fair.
So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
That's just like the guy.
That's right.
If I were a rich man, all day long I biddy biddy bum, If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to wear.
No, I've never seen this.
If I were a bitty rich, idle man, I'd build.
It's kind of like me when I'm feeding the calves.
Big house with the rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with the real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for
show. If I won $1.2 billion, first thing I'd buy is a my
yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can, and each loud will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum, all day long, biddy-biddy-dum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum.
Maybe God answered his prayers and not the Catholic way.
Oh, that's right. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what the outcome is. God answers his prayers.
That's true. Let's go Holstein.
Yeah.
My wife, my gold, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin. Supervising meals to her heart's delight. I see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Oh, what a happy mood she's in.
I don't know what
screaming at the servants day and night. The most important man in town will come to phone on me. They will ask me to advise them like a Solomon the wise. If you please, Rebetavia, pardon me, Rebetavia, posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eyes. He had a deed, he had a dead, he had a dead.
Like if I won the lottery,
I want to make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong.
Yeah.
When you're rich, they think you really know.
You gotta buy an old Civic.
We're rich, I'd have the time that I like to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall.
So would you?
And
I'd like to think so.
Books with I
would need like a accountability coach, taking all the money away.
Would be
telling me where I gotta be.
Thing
you know, the annuity.
Oh,
you know.
Oh, wow. She wanted it up.
No, she wanted to lump sum. No.
All day long, if I were a wealthy man,
my lottery.
I wouldn't have to work. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal land?
He may be up for sale.
I were a wealthy man.
That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a
except unless you're a guy living in Oregon that puts the numbers under your pillow. That's how it happens for the rest of us.
There's this clip I was looking for. There's a spot in there where I think it's kind of a young kind of college student out of Kiev comes out because this takes place back in Ukraine, comes out and they're talking about, he's saying his whole thing. He wishes he was rich. And someone says, basically wealth is the scourge of something like that. Like you wouldn't want to be scourged with wealth. And he's like, may the Lord smite me and I never recover.
Oh, reminds me of that country song, "Could Buy Me a Boat." You know, like he's talking about like if he had a bunch of money, you know, what he'd do with it. And he's like, I know that the Bible says that, you know, something about it fitting a camel through a needle, but you know, take my chances. Essentially, is what he says.
What does the meme always say? Like, I won't, if I win the lottery, I won't tell anyone, but there'll be signs and like, you know, like I said, he'll be pulling his fishing boat with his Lamborghini and something like that. So.
Yeah.
So if we win the lottery, we won't tell you, but there'll be some signs.
Yep.
There'll be some signs.
There will be some signs. Yeah.
So,
like me on the other side of the camera.
Yeah. I'll probably get some work done here. I'll get rid of these.
Like The Rock, he had like some kind of breast reduction surgery to make his chest more manly.
I need the belly reduction surgery, but I'm working on it. I'm down like 8 pounds now.
Oh, congrats.
So yeah.
That's
so great. Anyway, well, guys, pray that we win the lottery. If that's what the Lord wants. So now, I mean, we, you know,
or if one of you guys win the lottery and you want to,
you
know, share the wealth.
Yeah, just buy, you know, we'll open up the Patreon for you. So, but yeah, seriously though, we are we've been asked to get a Patreon going, so there will be watch for details on that.
All right.
We'll have let's see, I'm looking for the oh, here we go. Yeah. So if you're not on our newsletter, sign up for a newsletter, link in the description, and we'll have details on that. So anyway, anything else, Jonah?
No.
All right. I don't think we screwed that up too badly.
Yeah.
So
went well. I like the banners.
Yeah. All right. Let us know what you think of the new tech. If it's too blingy, if you like the old boring UCM, you'll have to let us know. So otherwise, well, thank you, Jonah. Thank you everyone for listening. And until next time, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good one.